For making us part of your Monday. We'll take you inside a student-led classroom in a moment.
Topping our news, a wintry mix of snow and freezing rain leads to accidents around town and on the highway. A 4-vehicle accident forced the closure of Highway 87 between Geyser and Armington Junction. Daniel Johnson joins us live with the latest.
Heath and Katie, 2 semis, 1 passenger vehicle, and an Air Force pickup truck were involved in the accident between mile marker 18 and 20 at around 11 this morning. The area was under a winter weather advisory for flash freezes. That's when any type of falling precipitation or melting snow freezes instantly when it makes contact with the ground due to the extreme cold. Officials put up a road closed sign at Armington Junction, and drivers that didn't turn around were rerouted to Highway 89.
We're trying right now to find the best route, but we may have to go back to Great Falls and spend the night. So neither one of us have to be at work till day after tomorrow, so we got a little bit of time.
I was planning on going to Moore to do some work, and so I probably won't get anything done today.
Highway Patrol reported one of the semi-drivers was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Montana Highway Patrol tells me the cause of the accident was driving too fast during poor weather conditions. The road was reopened for travel 2-laned shortly after 3:30 this afternoon. Other roads in the area are ice-covered after last night's flash freeze, and Fred says we could see more wintry precipitation. Here's a look at your first 3 days.
Looks like we're going to see maybe a little bit of snow on top of that ice, and I had a close call myself today. It was very slippery out there. 24 degrees for a high on Tuesday with 15 for a low, a chance of seeing some light snow. 24 and 15 on Wednesday. By the time we get to Thursday, another little warming trend with a high temperature of 34. I'll have your complete 7-day forecast in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Fred. 10 years ago, President Clinton assigned monument status to the Upper Missouri River breaks on the final days of his presidency.
That widely criticized decision and recent rumblings about another possible designation near Malta have brought the monument debate to Montana's capital.
And the news station's Marnie Banks attended today's hearing and joins us live from Helena.
Heath and Katie, national monuments are made by executive order. State officials get no say in their designation, but Republican Ken Peterson of Billings is among those who disagree with that process. Today, Peterson asked fellow House members to bring the states into the monument decision-making process. His joint resolution asked the federal government to get consent from the governor of Montana and the Montana legislature before designating a monument.
We live here. We conduct government here, and some of us have been born and raised here, and we kind of resist the federal government designating what maybe some of the congressional people from the East Coast want designated in Montana.
All right, we can tell you that a joint resolution does not act like a bill in revised Montana law. Instead, it acts more like a statement from the Montana legislature, and it does not require the governor's signature. Great Lakes Aviation has been providing 7 Montana towns with essential air service for a little more than 2 years.
But it could already be on its way out of Big Sky Country. By a 6-to-1 vote, the Essential Air Service Board recommends Gulfstream International Airlines take over the essential air service responsibilities. Gulfstream is offering direct flights to Billings rather than Denver. One board member says another factor was Great Lakes' inability to answer questions about the reliability of their service.
In the past, Great Lakes has left a few people stranded here and there in Wyoming and in Denver, and it upset a lot of people, and they had no solution for solving this problem.
Another perk for consumers is that Gulfstream is offering lower fares than Great Lakes. Grabowski says the U.S. Department of Transportation will make the final decision on which carrier will continue essential air service.
A love of language and exploring other cultures has inspired a 16-year-old Great Falls girl to share her passion.
We visit Valley View Elementary to witness the tall task of teaching 25 youngsters another language after a full day of school.
Palo, 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 bonito, palo.
3:30 on a Wednesday afternoon, and this classroom is bursting at the seams with energetic kids and their fearless leader.
Megan is an awesome teacher.
CMR senior Megan Varner didn't need to add one more thing to her plate.
It's exhausting. It just takes everything out of you.
Between her roles as editor of the yearbook, captain of the dance team, and star student, Megan volunteered to add Spanish teacher to the list.
How do you say red in Spanish?
She sent letters home to Valley View parents, hoping at least 10 kids would want to come to the free weekly class.
Somehow we ended up with 25 because there was so much interest in it, which I was so happy with.
Megan's own passion for Spanish started with one stint at summer language camp. It was instant love and one she had to share.
Learning another language is a fun thing, and it doesn't have to be boring and monotonous.
All in just 1 hour, there are songs, Spanish red light, green light.
Okay, Verde!
And a snack from a Spanish-speaking culture.
It's like a cookie kind of thing that they eat a lot in Argentina and Paraguay and Uruguay.
It's a well-rounded education, but these students also perceive it as quality entertainment.
She's fun. She makes up a lot of cool stuff. It's just fun.
They might be enjoying themselves too much to realize how much they've learned, but Megan can see it now from the moment they enter class.
Say like, oh, bueno, and como estás when they walk in the door, and you're like, oh, wow, you really are getting this, and it just feels really good, like I've actually like done something, and it's really worth it.
Megan is teaching the class as part of her year-long senior project.
The mood at Sam Russell High School today was all business. Students from 19 schools attended the Business Professionals of America Region Leadership Conference. Their presentations were judged in various categories, which included video production, banking and finance, and computer skills. The students tell us the one-day competition will help for years to come.
Well, I want to be a teacher, so it'll help me standing in front of students. Because I'm like really nervous in front of people, and it'll help me as I go throughout life.
It'll really look good on college applications and job interviews, and something new and different, and just kind of wanted to try it.
And among the judges, the students worked to impress for KRTV's own Katie Stuckey and Ashley Korsland.
The life and contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King were remembered and recognized during ceremonies around Great Falls today, beginning with UGF's third annual celebration at the Trinitas Chapel. Songs, poems, and personal stories were shared on the struggles of civil rights. The participants say the meaning of this day goes beyond just celebrating a birthday.
To me, it represents considering how we can solve our problems, like as the example of Dr. Martin Luther King.
It's just a great celebration for a great man who has just done, who did such great things in his time, and because of his legacy, we can still see the fruit of that labor today.
Williams was also inspired by the attendance for this year's event, which she says has grown every year. In Dutton, students recognize the holiday by spending their afternoon working on community service projects. One project will provide blankets to needy kids. Another provides homemade soup and a homemade cookie mix to victims of domestic abuse. Students will also give blankets to the St. Vincent de Paul Ministry in Great Falls.
That's what we strive for every day as teachers, is to get the students to push for their excellence and to do their best. And this being another special day is just another reminder to them.
The service day is organized and paid for by multiple student groups. In total, students made 50 blankets, 50 soup bags, and 25 cookie mixes. We'll have more on this story coming up tonight at 10.
Well, families looking for a fun way to spend the holiday were able to visit the Montana Children's Museum for free today.
It was also the first time visitors could see a new exhibit designed and built by students at MSU Great Falls. The news station's Alex Grubb takes us on a tour.
The normal eye has green and the other eye has red. Okay, here, let me show you. Just look.
6-year-old Teague Hansen is explaining how someone with color blindness would see something. It's part of an exhibit built by carpentry students involved in the AmeriCorps program.
They took it upon themselves to come in every day for the whole Christmas break.
We can come over here to our senses now.
It's just a work area for kids, interactive sort of display that can be used to expose them to what areas of the brain manage different functions.
Museum board members were excited to work with the students to come up with a permanent exhibit. Students were also able to bring their own inspiration to make the exhibit more appealing.
Most of them have kids of their own, and so they knew a lot about what would entice the kids and work with their learning. And so it was It's been a great cooperative service project.
This one or this one?
Along with learning about themselves through the exhibit, organizers hoped kids would understand the spirit behind it as well.
We just really wanted to have the kids see what's been done to help them and understand, what volunteering does and community service, and just enjoy that, the fruits of that, as well as learn to do that themselves.
Bye, everybody.
In Great Falls, Alex Grubb for Montana's news station.
Along with the new exhibit, AmeriCorps students involved in the dental hygiene program were also on hand to give a demonstration on the importance of brushing. I think they have a new tour guide. They need to hire him permanently.
Excellent
He's pretty
job.
good.
Very much so.
And whatever the hat is, that's nice.
Let's take a look at our almanac. We had a high of 42. That was at midnight. By 1 o'clock, we had dropped down to about 18 degrees. Our low was 6, and the record's 58 and 27 degrees below zero. We do have some unsettled conditions with some rain and snow showers in the forecast. Cooler in the middle of the week. We do warm up as we get close to the end of the week. Back with the forecast in just a minute.